Welcome back, guys. Welcome to TGM Voyagers live talk show, where we talk about anything and everything out there. Today we'll be talking about two very touchy topics, and which I consider that are very important, so stay tuned for that. But first off, please like and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell notification icon, as it helps me out, and at the same token you will be notified as soon as I go live. Okay folks, this is going to be somewhat of a long, more or less, review, rant, what have you. Very important topics. First one is going to be about the copyright laws, meaning YouTube, Twitch, all the above, and also the last but not least, the lockdowns in California and what I think about them and how I feel. So basically, the first thing we're going to touch bases on is the copyright laws. Yes, folks, we've been there. We've done that many, many times. We know how it's going to be, and we know how it is, and we've all been through it. Our friends have been through it, our streamers, bloggers, vlogs, you name it. We've all been through it. One of the things that really upsets me, more or less, is how the internet has become so commercialized. Over the years, I can remember growing up as a kid, the very beginning of the internet, how it was being born, and how it was being constructed by the smart minds of the world, and the great techies out there collaborating with each other and bringing together this huge community, kind of a public sort of techies, and coming together and doing stuff. But now it's become so commercialized that the corporates are doing anything and everything to promote their products, to promote their selling of whatever they want to sell out there, whether it's crap, junk, good, high quality, best stuff out there, whatever, and how they're manipulating places like Twitch and YouTube and all these once free to speech and free to say however you feel. And not only that, play and do whatever you want, any kind of music that you want to import into your videos without them giving you the strike. So, how do I feel about this? Well, since this is a talk show, please feel free to leave your comments as I'm talking about this. Please keep it clean chat. If you want to curse, you can, but just keep it very minimal. I do occasionally in my videos. So I occasionally go off into a rant, and I say how I feel. And please keep in mind that these are my opinions and how I feel about them. Please don't let that reflect onto you. And please, if you want to have a constructive criticism, or if you want to say how you feel, please do so. I urge everybody to do this. And I hope those people that are out there would see this video and find it kind of useful. Now, if you remember the days of YouTube, a long time ago, in the beginning of YouTube, when it was first created, I remember the days when you didn't have commercials, you didn't have ads. I was able to go on and do videos with music on my playlist and send it out there, and people would watch it. The fun times, right guys? The fun times. And then one day it all changed. YouTube decided that they wanted to no longer have copyrighted material on on their servers. And I don't really blame YouTube themselves, more or less the DMCA and the RIAA, which I think are dicks. Sorry. That's just my opinion again. A lot of these things, you know, we don't make profit off of it. You know, we're just third party, you know, people just wanting to make videos and publicly speak how we feel and let our word be known out there. That's the whole thing about it. You know, at least that's my goal. When the MPAA and the RIAA come into play here, they kind of like want to control and make it so that you can't basically do anything, which I think is bullshit. They shouldn't have any say in the matter. Really, they shouldn't. A lot of these movie industries and the recording industries, they really don't care what we post. They don't care if we're streaming a game and we're playing a playlist of their greatest hits. What is wrong with me wanting to play Call of Duty and listen to Metallica? You know, I'm sure that James Hetfield is really going to be pissed off that he's going to find out that I'm playing Call of Duty and listen to his music. Give me a fucking break. But, you know, I'm just making a point. I just think it's silly and I think it's stupid that we live in a world today that copyright has become more of a big thing now and a big issue in every which way. And we remember this from the Napster days with Metallica and how they were upset. But that was a little bit more different. That was a little different than what we're doing. And, you know, this is somewhat of a tech thing. As I was speaking the other night, I kind of went off, when I did my review the other night about the mesh router, I kind of went off and I started talking about something else that really wanted to, or what really made me begin to think that how I wanted to do this video tonight. I wanted to talk about the copyright thing. I mentioned when you go to a theme park or you go anywhere in the world that plays some kind of music, how YouTube has so much control. And just because it's playing in the background and it's not on your playlist and you don't even have it on your device, how they can just basically put you, you know, give you a mark against you. You know, give you a bad rap for the first time. Or strike, more or less. 3 strikes. You know, your videos are taken down and your account is banned. Pretty much. And what really sucks is, I made a very valid point the other day. I have a lot of streaming friends that live in Orlando. They go to Walt Disney World or Magic Kingdom. And they go on this ride called the Tiki Room. Now, every streamer doesn't even touch that part in the park because of the copyright laws, you know, with YouTube. And the point that I was trying to make across, the point I was trying to get across is that Disney themselves, they really don't mind. Actually, they encourage all of us to do videos of their parks and their rides. In fact, I guarantee you, if we went to the park operators, or we went to a cast member, and we asked them, is it okay to record your theme park, I can almost guarantee and I can almost promise you that they will have no problem at all with us recording in their parks. But for some reason, YouTube has a hissy fit about us recording in the Tiki Room. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, due to the fact that when you first walk into the park, all you hear is Disney music all over through the park, coming through their loudspeakers, from their movies, from their animations, from everything that they did. It's playing out through the entire park. But apparently YouTube doesn't have a problem with that. They don't have a problem with us walking into the park and them hearing all the music. But apparently, we can't go into the Tiki Room, which, by the way, I think is a pretty cool show. But yet we can't go in there and we can't record. It just doesn't make any sense, people. And another thing. Walt Disney World has, Magic Kingdom has the Country Bear. We can go in there and we can record, and that's a show, is it not? So my question to you, and the millions of other YouTubers out there, how are we supposed to determine what is right and what is wrong to record anything? And don't you think that YouTube should have some kind of guideline or some kind of written material that we can go on their website and read what we can record and what we can't record? I think so. If they're going to condemn us for recording stuff in the Tiki Room on our phones and on our cameras and post them on YouTube, and they're going to take down that video, but they're not going to do it when we're walking around in the park with Disney music playing everywhere and Country Bear, then how come they're not doing with those? So I begin to think that sometimes these companies, these corporates, use the laws to their ability to bully people, more or less. I've seen it happen. It happened to me several years ago. It's just one of those things, where do you draw the line when it comes to laws and guidelines and rules in determining what you can and cannot post on YouTube? Now, by them just saying, oh, you just can't post copyrighted material. Well, how do you know if something's copyright or not? What if I go and download, say, an MP3 somebody wrote? I'm just using this as an example. And they copyright that. And they say it's free on their website. And I incorporate that into my video and post it. And that because YouTube thinks it's copyrighted material, but I didn't know, so yet I get red flagged. I get a strike against me. I don't think that's right. I really don't think that's right. So if you're going to post rules and guidelines, that's fine. But have some kind of, have a formality, have some kind of written guidelines that what is right and what is wrong. Just making up rules as you go along, it doesn't work. It never has and never will. And I'm beginning to think that's what all these companies are doing. It's ridiculous. Twitch, for an example. It happened to me. I'm sitting there recording a video game, and I'm playing, I think I was playing Metallica at the time. I get a message from Twitch saying that you can't do that. Even though that I'm playing a fun game, and the music I was playing was related to the game, because of the lyrics and stuff like that. So I thought, well, what the hell? Was it going to hurt? This copyright thing has totally got out of hand. And I get it. I get that the people that are writing these movies, or they're writing the music or whatever, that they want to make money off the stuff that they create. That's fine. I get that part. I understand it completely. I really don't think a few streamers are going to hurt or hinder them by us using them. In fact, I don't remember the last time a musician, an artist, or an actor has said anything about any YouTuber or blogger saying anything about using their stuff. When was the last time? Now, if we were professionally doing something and we had a professional equipment and we were, how to say, like our own production company and stuff, where we're actually licensed, then I understand that. Then yes, we should pay fees or royalty fees or whatever and what have you. So I don't get it, you know. And I would love a YouTube person or a Twitch person explain this to me. Somebody that works for these companies. So where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? What is right and what is wrong? And what can you post and what can't you post? Where is the writing? You have all these rules, all these guidelines, the TOS, terms of service, and all this other bullshit that you want to call it. But you don't have anywhere on your websites that tell us word for word what we can and what we can't put on here. But you're sure quick to push that button and give us a strike. But you don't sit there and you don't think about the logical part of it. Recently, this is another thing I wanted to bring up. I bet not too many people know about this. I found this out last month. I have a friend that lives down in Las Vegas. His name is Stephen Campbell. It's called Not Leaving Las Vegas. Really cool guy. Very nice guy. There's this place down in Vegas called Downtown Las Vegas. Those of you that have been to Vegas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He was talking about on his own stream about another YouTuber, blogger down there in Vegas, walking around downtown on the streets, and he was approached by security telling him that he cannot record there, that he needed to be licensed on a public street. This is not a private property, it's a public street, people. And from what I understand from all this, from what I gather, he asked the question, well, why can't I stream? Because, you have a professional equipment. So what do you consider professional equipment here? A person walking around with a $200 cell phone and maybe a $100 gimbal? Is that considered professional? Or do you consider somebody walking around with a $5,000 camera with a huge telephoto lens on it and taking pictures and recording? It still begs the question, what do you consider right or wrong? What you can post, what can't you post, and what do you consider, what equipment is considered professional equals / non-professional? That is my question. That is my question to that's my question to all these MPAA, the recording industry, to YouTube, to Twitch, whatever you want to call it. You cannot answer the question. They didn't even answer the guy. The security, he asked security, well, what is professional? They couldn't tell him. The only thing that they could tell him was that he had to go down and get himself a license, which was going to cost him, I think, like $400 or $500, so that he can professionally take photos and video. But they couldn't even answer any of the other questions. Here you have these so-called people that work in this industry that are enforcing all this bullshit, and they can't even answer the simple questions. They don't have any guidelines. They don't have anything written on their websites. They can't even answer any of your questions. So what is the point? it's almost as if, again, I'll bring it up again, it's almost as if that these people single out different people, and it's kind of like bullying. That's what I call it. What do you call it? If it's not bullying, what do you call it? So that's my question to you guys. Now, how do I feel about it? I think it's just a load of crap. Yeah, and you could tell the professional people from the people like me or bloggers out there walking around with a gimbal with a $200 phone. Yeah, you're professional. Okay, well, if you bought a Apple iPhone that costs like $1,000, maybe, and a professional gimbal, but still, come on. Some of these cameras are a lot more money for a really good 4K camera. Those things are expensive. So my question is, is how do you determine what is professional versus non-professional? How do you determine what is right to post and what is wrong to post? And like I said again, what if I go to a website, and I download some music, and I didn't know that the music was copyrighted or not. As far as I'm concerned, on the website it said it was free, and it said it was non-copyright. But what if he had copyright in the music itself? Does that mean I'm going to get red flagged because I didn't know? And who polices this stuff? Who moderates this stuff? You can't tell me that all these moderators know what the fuck they're doing when they're just going around and just, red flagging everybody. Because if they did, and they dug into it, they would know that music, what have you, isn't copyrighted. But because of the person, because of the website stating, oh, everything's free, no copyrighted material, but you download the music, and you know how people embed stuff in their music? You know how they embed things in their music? So how does that play out? how does that play out? I'm just wondering. You've got some music here, and they embed some copyright code that you don't see as a normal user. Your advanced users know how to go in there and read this stuff. But what if I'm just like a normal user wanting to stream on YouTube, and I didn't know that, and I get a bad rap from YouTube saying, oh, this is your first strike. My reaction is going to be like, well, what the fuck? I just think that this entire world is too focused on this bullshit copyright laws, which I think is just horrendous. They're basically telling us what we can and what we cannot post. Well, isn't this internet? Is it? Which brings me to the very beginning, where the internet was once free. At one time, internet was free. And now it's become this big, gigantic puddle of shit. This big, gigantic, commercialized internet bullshit. There's so many ads. Look at all the ads. Look at when you open up your browser, the first thing that you do when you go to your website, your homepage, ads. You go to a gaming site, ads. Everywhere you go, ads. Why do you think there's so many ad blockers out there? People are sick and tired of looking at fucking ads. And the ads don't make any sense, rather. Most of them are bullshit ads. Here I go to, say for an example, I go to Activision's website, and an ad pops up that wants me to buy penis pills to enlarge my penis. It's like, who gives a fuck? I don't care about that bullshit. And you know what? And they do it on TV too. It's just, my point is this commercialized bullshit is exactly what it is. It's bullshit. And it's getting worse. And they're shoving all this shit in our face. Every bit of it. They don't care if we like it or we dislike it. They're going to do it anyway. And this is exactly what happened with the internet. Which takes me back to the early days of the internet, when it was being born, when we didn't have any interface. There was no such thing as the interface. Everything was command prompt. Everything. When I was a kid growing up, I remember my dad having the very first old computer. I think it was Dow Jones. And it was like small little, I don't know, terminals, I guess what you call them, with command lines going around the world to all these little businesses and being able to get online. And this was the early days of the internet. These were the days that you could practically do anything you want. There was absolutely nothing that anybody could do. It was an open enterprise. It was wonderful. We started seeing the days when the very first browsers were coming out. Amy browser was one of the very first Amiga browsers. In fact, I remember that. It was the very first browser that showed interfaces and pictures of HTML code. That's how I got into doing HTML back in the day. Was because of that. And then it just kind of grew. And it got bigger. And then it got to the point where, you know, all these corporates and all these businesses wanted to have a piece of the pie. They wanted to all have a piece. And then it became to the point where they didn't want a piece of the pie. They wanted the whole damn cake. And all the crumbs that go with it. And that's the honest truth. It's quite sad because it's, in some ways, it's destroying our internet. It's destroying everything on the internet. And I once heard, and at least I thought, I heard this a few years ago, that they were going to come out with Internet version 2, which, by the way, hasn't happened, and I don't even know if it is going to happen. Internet version 2 was going to be for businesses. It was going to be a version of the internet, but only for businesses. It never happened, and I don't know if it will. But that was a very good idea. Separate the public, the consumers like us, from the big corporate bastards that want to take complete control of the internet. And let's face it, you've got Jeff Bezos of Amazon, you've got Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. These fuckers are rich. And all they do is have to shovel shit to the other members sitting on the other side while he's, you know, snorting coke at the end of the table and say, here, I'm going to pass, you know, $100,000 to you, which is nothing to these rich bastards. Oh, I'm going to pass this $100,000, I'm going to kick you down if you stop this or that, or you control a part of the internet. And that's exactly what's happening, people. It's happening today. It's happening right now. And why I still love Facebook, I get a lot of information from it. Don't get me wrong, it's a very good tool if you use it right to get very good information. But they're becoming commercialized now. They weren't happy being rich. Now they want to be filthy rich. Remember, there's a big difference. They want all the money in the world. That's right. It happens with every business. It has happened with every business. Whether they fail or they get bought out, still, they become a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That's exactly what happens. And then once you have all the money and all the power, you hold all the cards on the table. That's the honest truth about, you know, these copyright laws. And who really watches over this stuff? That's my question. Does anybody police them? You know, does anybody police these people that price gouge us due to copyright laws? They come up with shitty software and they want us to pay for it. And there's like a gazillion bugs in it and they still want you to pay for it. Does anybody watch out for that? I mean, you have the Better Business Bureau, you got the Consumer Affairs. Oh yeah, I went to them. I went to them more than once. What happens? Let me tell you what they do. They bury those notes and those emails in a huge stack of shit that high. You remember the guy from Full Metal Jacket? Sergeant Hartman. Yeah, that's his name. I've never seen you stack shit that high. That's exactly what happens with these businesses. They get so many emails and so many complaints that they don't even care about the consumer. They don't care. Oh, it's just another complaint. We're going to throw it in a stack of shit that high. I'm sorry to be blunt, but people, that's what's happening. Quite sad. And now we can't even go anywhere. We can't even record anything. And when we do go somewhere, we don't even know if it's the right thing to record. And that brings me to this very valid point. You walk into a theme park, and I'm using, for an example, Disneyland. And I can't record in the Tiki Room, but yet I can go to Country Bear or any other ride and record in there that has copyrighted music. So, how do I know? How do I know what to record? I don't, remember? They don't tell me anything. I have to literally wait until my video posts and YouTube says, oh, my name is Mr. Johnny Law, and we have a button that we have to push here if we think that it's copyrighted. We push the button. Good luck and good riddance. You just got a strike. God forbid we can't explain what you got the strike for, whether or not you were listening to this or listening to that. We don't care. We are just here to police you. That's exactly my point. If we keep allowing these asshat companies and all these motion picture association and the recording industry to keep getting away with shit like this, it's only going to get worse. Eventually, we're not going to be able to record anything. If I go outside and I take a picture of a house, is that a copyright law? I wouldn't doubt it. Give it 5 years, and I'm sure that these fucks will change whatever law that they want, and they'll have some money pusher pushing it through, pushing the bill through to pass it. It just really irritates me. So these are just this is just the first topic. We're almost into 38 minutes talking about this. I'm not trying to bore you guys, but, just think about what I'm talking about. So, breather. Take a rest, guys. But let me know what you think about all these copyright laws and all these things that all these companies like YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, Instagram, and all these other places that are imposing these copyright laws. Let me know if you think, if it's a good thing, if it's a bad thing. Why do you think that it's a good thing, and why do you think it's a bad thing? Because from what I'm understanding, I have several bloggers out there that are my friends, and they have to completely restructure what they say and how they do it and how they word it. Because again, they don't tell you what to say. You don't have any idea. As far as you're concerned, you're a brand new streamer. You're going to throw some kind of cool music in there, and you're going to start posting pictures and videos that are copyrighted, and you don't have any freaking idea because they don't, excuse my French, but they don't fucking tell you anything. You don't know. You know what I mean? The only thing they say, oh, you can't post any copyrighted material. Okay. But then again, what happens if I go somewhere and I go and I download something, put it on my video, in my stream, and I didn't have any idea that there was hard-coded something in this that was copyrighted. How do I even know that? If you're going to have rules and you're going to have guidelines, then goddamn it, make sure that you enforce it correctly. Make sure it's constructive. Because if it's not, people aren't going to know. And this message is to YouTube, Twitch, and all other one of those any social media platforms that you decide to use. It's terrible. It really is. Because you don't know what to say anymore, and you don't know what to do. And a basic person is not going to know. You can't just come up and say, oh, no copyrighted material. And, because you know there's always an and to something. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. You know, again, this is all my opinions. This is all my constructive criticism, you know, and my rant, pretty much. But let me know what you guys think. I really want to know what you guys' comments are. Okay? So please, you know, feel free to ask me questions, comments down below. So, and before I get to my next topic, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so when I go live like this on my talk shows, you'll be notified. Before I get into the next topic, I did find some software that I like. Remember, I was trying to find something, because right now you're looking at a white background, which basically is a wall. And I know a lot of you guys like to see me, and I was trying to find something like OBS where it allowed me to put a background picture and put me in a video in front. I did find something. It was AZ recording software, something like that. And it worked like one time, and then I'm having some kind of problems with it. So I'm gonna have to play around with that software that app a little bit more before I get into it. But it's a new project that I'm gonna have to work within the next few days. So in the meantime, bear with me. And even if I was to switch over to my face, you're not gonna be able to see me in this room because I don't have a lamp, or I don't have a light in here. So, okay. So my next topic, and this is this is basically geared towards the people that live in Southern, or in California in general. Another one of my mini rants. As you know, we have been in lockdown for a little over a year. Most recently, it was told by our governor that he was going to lift some of the restrictions in our state, and we'll be able to have outdoor dining, which was something I was looking forward to. And the reason why this bothers me, because I know several other states that are completely open. Everything's open. Florida being one of them. Hi, Florida friends. You know who you are. But a lot of these places are open in Florida. For an example, Walt Disney World has been open for a long time. I think during the whole pandemic. They've followed guidelines. I'm talking about the Disney company. They follow guidelines. They've followed the restrictions. They've set down the max capacity that they can have in the theme parks. So they made it a rule for everybody that has to wear a mask. They have social distancing in these places. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't heard anybody getting sick at the park. So my question is, what the hell is wrong with California? Disneyland is not opened, but yet Walt Disney World is. Why is it that we can't have ours open, but they can? That's what I can't figure out. What is it? If they're getting away with it there, and they're doing a fine job because of all the streams I've been watching, they've been doing a really good job, actually. I'm really surprised. Then why can't we do the same thing here? That's my question. And recently, the governor came on TV and said that our cases are going low. Hospitalizations have been down. So what's going on here? And then he says, oh, we are ready to open up outdoor dining. And yet, that was said 3 weeks ago or so? And yet, here where I live, everything's still closed. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's going on? And then on top of the whole thing, on top of it all, they want their kids to go back to school. Who comes up with these things? Who comes up with these ideas? If I'm trying to comprehend and trying to wrap my head around it to kind of come up with something constructive to think how I'm going to explain this. But if the virus is so bad, then how are you going to allow kids to go back to school? But yet you're not going to open up businesses. But yet you want every kid and every child to go back to school. What, you think they're invincible to this? You say it's so bad. Okay, well, if it's so bad, then why do you want kids? Why do you want families to send their kids back to school? That's my question. Come on, smart people. You're the smart ones. You're the ones that get paid the $1 billion a year coming up with this crazy ass shit, but you can't answer any of the questions. And now you got the school teachers and everybody upset with you because all you want to do is open up the schools, but you don't want to open up anything else. You got businesses that are losing their ass, they're closing up, they're filing for bankruptcy, but yet you don't want to, but you want to open up schools. You want kids to go back to school, to get contracted with the COVID and bring it to their parents and possibly harming them. I mean, come on. Where's the logic in this? Where? Who are the smart ones that come up with these things? Really, think about it. It's a no-brainer. Just think about it. And I'm sorry to go on a rant like this. Maybe a lot of it has to do because I've been locked down for so long and I'm just quite tired of it. Actually, I've been telling my friends I would love to move down to Orlando right now. I'm so sick and tired of California. And if you want to keep people safe, then keep people safe. But if you want to open up everything, then open up everything. Don't leave it some half-ass rim job like you are right now. Because that's exactly what you're doing right now. You're half-assing everything. You tell people not to go out and party. You tell people not to have house parties. But yet you want kids to go back to school. Where's the logic in that? You tell people not to gather, but you want to open outdoor dining. Where's the logic in that? Either leave it closed or open it up. Don't do this half-ass crap. It doesn't work. And you got millions of people that are, like I said, that are living on the streets. They can't afford to pay their bills. They've lost everything. They've lost their job. They've lost their businesses. And it's all because the leaders don't know how to control anything. They don't know what to do. That's the problem. These people get paid the big bucks, but they can't figure anything out. I don't work for NASA, people. I'm not a rocket scientist, and I can figure it out. It's called common sense. Maybe we should stop sending our kids to go to school to become stupid and to use common sense law. Maybe that's what we should do. Because it seems to me that all these people making all the big bucks that went to college for 40 freaking years and to come up with stupid decisions like this. And of course, our governor has taken a lot of criticism. In fact, I think we have enough signatures to do recall on him. People are pissed. People want their voices heard. It was announced the other day that the virus could last a long time or indefinitely. It's like any other virus. So my question is, what is the point? We're doing our vaccinations, you know. Good job to all the first responders to doing that. And that's the right thing that we should be doing. But why are we still locked down if we're doing vaccinations? The whole point of doing vaccinations is so we can build up our immune system. That's how we're fighting off the common cold. Let's face it, the immune system. The only way that we're going to fight off a virus like this is by people that are out there getting the vaccines and stuff and whatnot, building up their immune systems, and then we'll gather that from those people. That's how it works. It's common sense. You're keeping everything closed. You're telling nobody to go out, but yet you still want to have outdoor dining, and you want to send kids back to school. Honestly, I don't even know what I don't even know what we're standing at right now. I don't even know what to expect. I don't even know what the hell's going on. Seriously, I don't even know what is going on right now in California. I can't make any sense of it. You got this part over here opened up, but you got this part not opened up. You got this city opened up, but you don't have this city opened up. It's like, what the hell's going on? You told me, you tell me that we're open up outdoor dining, but the other day I'm walking around and still no table sitting outside and nobody sitting outside eating. But yet you said outdoor dining open. So why is it that we don't have it here, but you have it in LA where there's more people? Doesn't make any sense. It's like, does any leader in California even know what the hell they're doing? Because as far as I'm concerned, it seems to me that nobody knows. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing in this freaking state. It's just like one of those things just under my skin, people. I don't understand it. And again, I urge anybody that listens to this stream, and I hope you do, and leave some comments below what you think. Because, quite honestly, I really don't know what's going on. I'm hearing different things from different people. This is why I've stopped listening to watching the news. Because, to me, news is all bullshit. There's nothing that comes out of it that I take that I find of any use to me. I mean, I just as soon find out on my own by getting on the internet and looking stuff up. I get more information by going on the internet than I do from the news media. Now, I know you guys have had to listen to about an hour rant, but I mean, we're going on to 51 minutes here. But these things, I really want your views. I really want your comments. What do you guys think? I mean, our voices need to be heard. Everybody's voice should be heard. Everybody has a right to freedom of speech and to say how they feel. We shouldn't have to live in a world where it seems, like communism, where we're not allowed to say how we feel, or, we're going to be shut down. And, it's just, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Even my friends that I talk to from different parts of the world and other states can't figure out what's going on with California. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And I can't blame the parents and the teachers for not wanting to teach in these schools. I wouldn't either. In fact, I think, I don't know if it was in California or I don't really remember, but I remember seeing something about oh no, that was something else. I'm totally getting off. That was something else. That was about a nurse. I guess she was working for a hospital, and because they weren't taking safety protocols, and they had to keep reusing their masks. They had to keep reusing their equipment. Which is another thing that pisses me off. They had to keep reusing their equipment and everything to protect themselves. Because, again, we have some smart administrator that is sitting at a marble table with a lot of other administrators with a bag of coca with lines on the beautiful marble table, and this is what they do. Well, guys, I have an idea here. I have a brand new idea. How about we save money and make our staff reuse their equipment? Excuse me, I need another sniff. Seriously. And I hate to be blunt like that, but it's the truth. And these people, they go to school. These people, they go to school for this shit. They go to school for years to become what they are. And we got some jackass that says, well, they're expendable. They're just people. Make them reuse their equipment. So she ended up quitting. She ended up quitting her job. She quit the hospital, and now she's working in another hospital. She was like, fuck it, I'm not going to work here. If I'm not going to be... And I think she was like a head nurse, if I'm not mistaken. And she was basically overseeing her other nurses. She was like, well, fuck it. If you're not going to allow me to protect my staff from getting sick, then I don't want to be here. So she was like, screw you guys. I'm going somewhere else. And that just, and what really gets me, this is what really gets me. You have all these scientists and all these people saying, protect yourself. No, but is the CDC or the World Health Organization, are they doing anything to protect? Are they doing anything to protect our first responders in this kind of shit? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's a no holds barred. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And nobody cares about them. And again, begs me to say that we have smart people running this country, running these corporates, that went to school for 5 years. This is what school did for them. Which is nothing, by the way. Oh, man. I'm serious. It's just, it's, and it's sad. It really is. It really is sad to see this because you're heartfelt. You see people that are suffering from this thing, and families and nurses and doctors, and we don't think about what's going on. We don't see half of the stuff that's going on in the background. We really don't. And when you hear something like this, it's just like, wow, really? I live in a world, we live in 2021 where we allow shit like this to happen? Come on, people. I think this is not 0212. This is 2021. The future. Hell, we should have Mr. Bones, Dr. Bones, some Star Trek. He could do a better job. If he existed. Sorry. Just sarcasm. Gotta love it. It's just, it really just irritates me. George Carlin. Awesome comedian. Sarcasm, jokes. Freaking badass. I love that guy. So, anyways, what do you guys think about all this? It's just, to me, you got a bunch of people that are considered smart and they're very knowledgeable. And all they're doing is sitting on their hands. That's all they're doing. Especially California. California is the worst right now. We completely crushed this over the past few months, and yet we are in total purple mode. We're in total lockdown, while every other place is kind of lifting their restrictions. And our governor says, oh, we're going to stay in the purple, but we want our kids to go back to school with that smiles face. with a thumbs up. Oh, man. I hope that, I hope our governor gets recalled. I really do. Because if you've ever seen a donkey, you know what a donkey looks like, aka a jackass. Period. No discussion. Oh. So you hear me, Governor Newsom? Jackass, aka donkey. Eeyaw. Sorry. I cracked myself up. But you know what I mean. It's just, it's quite sad that we have all these rules and all these laws and all these regulations and all these guidelines that we have to follow, and really nobody's doing anything about them. We don't care. We don't care. Let them get sick. We don't care. It's just it's sad. And what's the saddest part, and I'm gonna leave this with the closeout, the saddest part about the whole thing is millions of people died because of stupidity from our leaders. That's the truth. And if you're going to take anything to the heart, it is that. So remember, it wasn't us that created this. It was our leaders. The people that we relied on. The people that we respected. The people that we pay our taxes to protect us. And the only people that suffered and are suffering are the first responders and the people that are no longer with us. They are the ones that took the ultimate sacrifice, while our leaders sit on their thumbs and don't do nothing, while taking our tax dollars and buying that marble table and buying 5,000 kilos of Coke and sniffing it all up their noses and buying those fancy cars, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, buying the 20-story house with the indoor pool and a jacuzzi, eating caviar, having ass wipers that live with them. The type of people that take a shit and they actually have a person that wipes their ass. Yeah, those kind of people. That's what's destroying the world. That's what's destroying this country. Period. End of discussion. There's nothing more to be said here. So remember, I will leave that with the closeout. You think about that. And let me know in the comments. Anyways, folks, thank you for watching this talk show. I wanted to get those two things off my chest. And I really hope that you gather something from all this. And make your voices be heard. We have rights. The public has rights. We all have rights. It doesn't matter what color or what race you are. We all have rights. We're all the same. We have the same blood. We all need to make our voices heard. And I urge everybody, please do so. Don't let these scoundrels get away with whatever the fuck they want. Because they don't care about the average person. They don't care about us. That's the bottom line. They don't care about us. We're expendable. All we are is a dollar sign to them. That's all we are. Unfortunately, money's the root to all evil. And someday, if not already, it's going to bite us in our asses someday. And that's the saddest part about the whole thing. Because the only thing that people care about, let's face it, that green stuff. Alright, well, with that being said, thank you for watching my talk show. I really appreciate it. Please leave any comments you want below about the topics. And be nice to each other. Keep it clean. Keep it real at the same time. And don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. And hit the bell notification so when I go live like this, you will be notified when I do go online. Alright, guys. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful night, morning, wherever you are. Take care and have a good one.